Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razek at CMTrading. Today is March 7, 2019, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, out of Europe, we have main refinancing rate coming out of the ECB that will be at 2:45 South African time. That's a major number coming out. And then following that at 3:30 South African time, ECB press conference following the rate decision. So these are two major events coming out today. Now tomorrow we do also have NFP. Okay, so a little bit of a storm or a lack of some volume before the storm. Okay, so I do expect some movement later today. Now looking at the Forex symbols, Australian dollar consolidates versus the USD together with the other major pairs. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. And in terms of the indices, the Dow Jones sold off sharply yesterday, back down to its 26,500, 600-ish level. And the JC is still struggling to break out, okay, and is tangled within that trading range at the top of the range, and we'll take a look at that in just a moment. Looking at commodities, gold is consolidating and oil is flat. I'm talking about flat, not moving at all. And lastly, looking at stocks, Facebook also tangled at resistance as we spoke yesterday. So we're seeing a lot of lack of volume, lack of consistency here at the major breaking points, and that might lead into what's going to happen later today. But let's take a look at some possibilities of what we can expect from today's trading. So we're jumping into the Euro USD at a 4-hour chart, as you can see right there, and you can see that we're really flatlined right here at 113-ish, okay, almost 113 exact, 113.05 with 5 pips on top of it. And we're really just flirting with this area. Now, we didn't hit the lower area of 1250-ish level, and we broke this 1332-ish level. So with that said, okay, going into this number, I would definitely not have a position open right here, although we do have a minor support several times around this area. I wouldn't go into this number with a position, okay? However, if we do sell off, okay, just be aware that we do have a support line right about right there, 1260-ish level, okay? And if we do break on the upper end, 1392-ish is our resistance level. So anywhere between that, okay, if we do have that initial move where, you know, it's a knee-jerk reaction and then there's the counter move, well, these are the two levels that possibly of entry levels in the other direction. Okay, and those that have been in my Make Me a Trader program will know what I'm talking about, because this is one of the strategies that's applied going into the news. Now, looking at the Aussie USD as well, we consolidated here at 70.23. Now, this support level I mentioned to you guys yesterday, and boom, you could bank on it almost. And look at that, we didn't even break below it. Okay, we bounced right off of it, 70.44. It's not a big move upwards, it's 20 pips, but it's a start, okay? Especially if we continue making a correction on the upside of possibly having the resistance at 70.86, that's a 60 pip move. That's not a bad move to play in an intraday or intra-week position. Now, looking at gold, you can see that we're consolidating here at 1280. So I think that the markets are just digesting everything that's happened, okay? The failed attempt between North Korea and the United States to have some reconciliation has failed, and now everybody's eyeing what's going to happen with the US and China. They're having a deadline in terms of their trade agreement. Brexit is in the background somewhere. Okay, so there's some things that are left on the table that have to be ironed out. Okay, and I think that the markets are just, you know, reacting to it and saying, hey, listen, don't forget about all these issues. They're still on the table. Okay, so looking at gold right here, I think we're going to continue consolidating here. I would actually look for an entry position around this 1281-ish level, okay, for a possible bounce, because this looks like it's, you know, pretty much consolidated here. However, if we do break the 1280, your next support level is 1270 and then 1240-ish level. So just be aware of that, okay? This could still correct itself, especially if we have an up move in the Dow Jones. But looking at that Dow Jones, we're trading right there at the bottom of the range, 25,600-ish level, and this has really played itself out over the past week, since last week, after, you know, just wiping itself out for 26,000 to this level, 25,500-ish level, and bouncing to 25,800-ish level, and then, you know, breaking apart again. So altogether, it's been quite a ride. Okay, now this may actually be a possible entry level, okay, because this was previous resistance level, as you can see right here. That was previous resistance. So this may be support here, especially if we get a positive number. Now the ADP non-farm payroll number that comes out of ADP, which is the automated data processing company, which is the largest payroll company in the United States, they came out with a number yesterday that was very positive, okay, that there were more jobs created than expected. So if we do get that positive number tomorrow, we may see this actually bounce, okay? So it does quote unquote make sense because we are trading on support level. Now looking at the JSC, this is what I'm talking about. If we look at a 1 hour chart, we're looking at the JSC, as you can see right here, the JSC March contract. You can see that we've been trading within this range, okay, this whole week, and we're just back on the bottom of that range. So this may actually be a decent place for it to rally as well if we do get that momentum on the upside. Now, lastly, looking at Facebook, okay, and this is what I was talking about before, we got that breakout move, okay? It did trade above this area of $71 a share, but didn't break even higher than that, okay? And that's very important to do, is to break a bit higher than that, okay? And we need to see that actually break out on the upside. So, you know, with some volume, with some momentum, I think we could hit that for sure, okay? So I'd look for this later today. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.